Okay, so this is multiplying decimal numbers. Now most people will reach for a calculator to solve these problems, okay, and in the exam you will probably be allowed to use a calculator, but it's definitely worth knowing how to do this in what I call the longhand method. So for example, if we had 231 multiplied by 21, okay, no decimal numbers, just straight multiplication sum. Now you should be able to do this. So we have 231 multiplied by 21, okay, and I appreciate that you probably may have a different method of multiplication, and that's fine. As long as you get the right answer, that's fine, but this is the way that I do it and I teach it. So first I multiply 231 by 1. So 1 times 1 is 1, 1 times 3 is 3, and 1 times 2 is 2. So we get 231. Now I'm multiplying by the 2, but the 2 isn't a 2, it's a 20. So I put down a 0 underneath the last number and then multiply by 2. So 2 1s are 2, 2 3s are 6, 2 2s are 4. Okay, and then we just add these together. So 1 plus nothing is 1, 3 and 2 is 5, 6 and 2 is 8, and 4 plus nothing is 4. Now if you have a problem with multiplication, okay, go back and watch the multiplication video and then practice, and then you'll be able to do this. Okay, now this is fine, and hopefully you find this quite easy. However, if the question was 2.31 multiplied by 2.1, most people go, oh no, because there are decimal points in there, and they reach for a calculator. Now we can see the numbers 231 and 21 are still the same. So what we do is this: we move the decimal point back on both numbers to make them whole, so that we can do this. So the 2.31, to make that 231, I move the decimal point back once, twice, and here once. Okay, we always move it to the back of the number. Now I've moved the decimal point here twice, and I've moved the decimal point here once. So in total I've moved the decimal point 3 times. Okay, in that calculation I've moved it twice there and again once there, which makes 3 times. Now I can multiply here and I get my answer. Now all I need to do is put the decimal point back. Now I write the number of times that I've moved the decimal point and then ring it, because I'm old and I forget. So I know the decimal point has to go back 3 times. Remember, the decimal point is always at the back end of the number, so it now just goes back 1, 2, 3. So my answer to 2.31 multiplied by 2.1 is 4.851. That's it. Nothing more complicated. Now if you look at this logically, this is 2 and a bit multiplied by 2. So 2 2s are 4. So I would expect an answer of about 4, and I do get an answer 4.851. So I know that the answer is about right. Okay, so let's say we've got 4.23 multiplied by 1.3. Okay. Now I just take the numbers, so I have 4, 2, 3, and that's going to be multiplied by 13. Now to do this, the decimal point has to move, so it moves once, twice, and once here. So again, 1, 2, 3. The decimal point has moved 3 times. So I must remember to put it back. Okay. So I now just multiply. So 3 3s are 9, 3 2s are 6, 3 4s are 12. Now I multiply by the 10, so I put a 0 down. Once 3 is 3, once 2 is 2, once 4 is 4. I add these together, so I get 9, 9, 4, 5. And then my decimal point goes back 3 times, so it goes back once, twice, 3 times. So I get an answer of 5.499. Brilliant. So obviously you're thinking, oh, it's got to be a lot harder than this. So let's see if we can make it harder than this. So let's say we have 21.12 multiplied by 0.012. Okay, so that looks pretty grim, doesn't it? So I can see my numbers are going to be 2112, and I can see my number here that I'm going to multiply is 12. Okay, so now I need to move my decimal points to make this true. So 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3. So I've moved it twice here and 3 times here, so I've moved it 5 times in total. So now I just multiply through as I would normally do. 2 2s are 4, 2 1s are 2, 2 1s are 2, 2 2s are 4. So I'll try writing in English in the next video. And then I multiply by the 10. So I put down 0. Once times 2 is 2. Once times 1 is 1. Once times 1 is 1. Once times 2 is 2. Now I add these together, so I get 4, 4, 3, 5, 2. Now my decimal point moves back 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it goes in front of the 2, and you can write 0.25344 if you want to. Okay, so hopefully I've proven that what looks complicated is very, very simple. It's just basic arithmetic, which most people would use a calculator for, but you can see that there's no real need. Okay, so if you've got a calculator, obviously you would use it, but if you've not got a calculator, you can see that this is very simple and you can astound your friends. Okay, so practice, and I'll do another video on division.